Pour the brothers bond.
Being around you drives me nuts.
Is the pug snoring?
Not being around you drives me nuts.
Grab your wine glass and sit with your sweetie. Time to listen to Ash and the titular PD. Drunk
Like I got a traveler in me.
need to feed on blood like I'm addicted to type B. It's not a typo, I'm type A on the flow. Ties a hype beast, put a chain on the dough. Roll up the vervain, roll Spain in the cup. Turn my humanity off, not giving up.
Heck,
Other side sucking people up like twisters.
Bonnie's the anchor.
Jeremy's gonna miss her. The bro swap places Rick's back in the mix.
What's gonna happen on Vampire Diaries Season 6?
How is the summer almost over? And yet, I feel like I got nothing done.
Hello, welcome to the Vampire Diaries, the Vampire Diaries podcast where a guy is watching the series for the first time with a super fan who has seen every episode. I'm the titular Petey. Let's just say I put the Petey in Vampire, but please call me Pete. And I'm here with my co-host and co-parent, Sick Ash.
I thought you were going to ask how I was, and then I was going to say I'm sick, but you did it for me.
Are you sick, Ash?
I'm sick.
How are you doing? Sickly?
Yeah, I'm sick, and I'm tired, and I'm sick and tired.
Ash. The Vampire Diaries podcast is sponsored by the Vernacular Language Learning app. By now, most of our listenership and beyond is enchanted by the Vernacular app. There are still some potential language learners in bunkers in rural areas, but they will be found and the app will be downloaded to their devices. It is inevitable. If you are hearing this ad and you are not yet learning one of the hundreds of languages that the Vernacular app provides, know that your time is short. Use the promo code PD now or await your forced conversion. If you are a Vernacular language learning app user already, welcome. We are Legion. You have used the promo code and you are cherished. Vernacular will rise again.
Oh, no. Uh-oh. That sounds a little sketchy.
What language are you learning, Ash, on Vernacular?
I don't know.
It's a subliminal.
Yes.
You're learning subliminal.
Subliminal
You're
messaging.
You're taking
language.
the night course.
Yeah.
Ash, recently I looked at some. Do you say data or data?
I say both, I think.
Me too.
You looked at some data?
I looked at some data.
I think data is my go-to, but sometimes data will come up.
Ash, we got some. I believe these are Spotify numbers.
Okay, nice.
All right. Gender. 84.9% of our listeners identify as female. 12.3 male. Where's my 12.3s at? I've never heard from a 12.3.
Yeah.
I've gotten some comments. We've read
Let's
comments
read the rest, though.
before. Well, I'm just giving a special call of action to my 12.3s.
Oh, okay.
All right, we have 1.3 not specified. And then shout out to my 1.6 non-binaries.
Nice.
Ash.
All right, so you're giving the shout out to the 12.3s. You want to hear more?
Yeah, come on. If a single 12.3. Oh, hey, by the way, here's where any of these people can holler at me. The Portable Producer on Instagram. New Instagram just dropped. The Portable Producer. I went private on Peter L. Harmon, so if you're already in there,
You're lucky.
You're lucky, but all you Gen Pop, you can go over to The Portable Producer, and I am active.
Oh, yeah.
I'm on Threads over there, Ash.
Oh, you got Threads?
Yep.
I didn't know that. Now I'm going to get Threads to read your Threads. I never read your tweets either, though.
No, Threads, I hope, are the new tweets.
And do they, is there, a thread of them, so you say? Does it last? Does it disappear?
Yeah, to me, it looks exactly like Twitter.
Oh, okay.
Except I have 0 followers, so right now I'm
So
just...
it's brand new?
I'm threading into the abyss. But only bangers so far. Only banger threads.
Do you put links in our podcast descriptions?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay, so you can add... I'm asking because I don't look. You can add the Portable Producer there, your @ and people can just go straight to it.
Yeah, I should do that. Ash, some more numbers.
You just took off your sweater and your hair got extra wild.
I know I'm growing it out.
I know I like it, but it went a little wild for a second.
These are the top 10 countries, in my estimation. No, these
You're
are.
going to really read all 10? What about like 3 or 5? We don't need to do a list of 10.
I think it starts getting interesting towards 10.
Okay, I'll take a nap.
Okay, number 1, USA. Number 2, UK. I should do the accent for each of them. Just kidding.
That would be problematic.
Number 2, United Kingdom. Shout out. Number 3, Germany. Number 4, Canada.
Why do you shout out United Kingdom randomly?
Shout out Canada. Shout out number 5, India. Big shout out Down Under. Australia. Netherlands, number 7. Not to be outdone by New Zealand, number 8. South Africa, number 9. Number 10, there's many countries below this with less listeners, but number 10 is purely Latvia. Thank you, Latvia.
Thank you, Latvia.
Thank you, Latvia. Thank you. Thank you. Canada.
Yeah, was that is that a Dido song or something? Who sings that song?
Thank you,
India.
I think it's
Thank you.
Solanas.
Oh, yeah, I think it's Solanas.
Ash,
Pug, you better get to snoring over there.
if you are one of the 5%, 0 to 17-year-olds listening, I salute you.
Hopefully the 0-year-old fans are getting what they expected.
Yeah, hopefully you're closer to 17 and not 0. I would say we're probably more PG-13. I mean, certainly the show is for a teen audience, the real show, Vampire Diaries.
Right.
So 0 to 17, 5%. 18 to 22, 14.7.
Pretty good.
Our biggest demo, 23 to 27. Y'all are possibly graduated from college out there living y'all's lives, getting your foot in the door.
Listening to our pod. What percentage is that?
30.5.
Nice.
Great job, 23 to 27. We're like your older cousins, in a way.
Right. They're learning all about the millennium from us.
Yes. 28 to 34. It's like I was just in your age range, you 29.7%. I feel like I'm still there. But I'm not. I'm in the rarefied 10.5%, 35 to 44.
That's weird that we're in that range.
I'm in my late mid-30s, I would say. And then big ups to the 8.3%, 45 to 59. We're just glad you're around.
Yeah.
We're glad you're listening.
Do it.
0.7%, 60 plus. Maybe you're retired. Maybe you turn us on while you're practicing your pickleball.
Maybe you're one of our parents.
Yeah, maybe our parents have downloaded this by accident. Or been like, oh, what are they up to? Oh, not interested.
We'll just follow it anyways and never look at it again. That's a good family fan though.
If any of you 35 to 44s have 60 plus parents, just download it on their devices.
Yeah.
They'll never know.
They won't even know.
0.6%. I love this. Unknown.
Oh, they don't want to tell their age.
Or it's just like maybe they're listening to the Vernacular app. Maybe they are ageless.
Yes.
Maybe they are one of the 200-year-olds on Social Security right now. It's unknown. We have no way of knowing how old they are.
What are you doing?
If only we could cut them in half like a tree and count the rings, Ash.
I don't want to do that.
2 more quick things. Something called millionpodcast.com rated us as one of the top 100 vampire podcasts. Which, hey, out of millionpodcast.com?
Right.
Top 100? That's pretty good.
You could certainly make a little sticker that has that top 100 vampire podcasts. Oh, you already exists?
Oh, they gave me one.
Oh, I'm gonna make one. We should put it on our podcast picture.
Oh yeah.
As it's won an award.
Can you take the background out on Canva for me?
Yeah, actually, you can do it on remove.bg.
Nice. These are some mid-millennial tips that we're giving out.
I know all types of stuff.
And then last thing. Not sure if this is our same listener V from Instagram, but we have another V. All these people have V's as their first name.
Oh, okay, yeah.
On season 6, episode 6, y'all were V funny this ep.
Yay.
Love that. Love to hear that. I'm not sure. I don't think they are in my 13. No, wait. What percentage was it for the fellas?
12.3.
12.3. I'm pretty sure they're not in my 12.3 that I want to hear from. Look, I love hearing from the 84.
Yeah.
But if
You
I
want
could
the
hear
12.3 to speak up a little bit.
12.3, like, stand up, okay?
Well, it is interesting seeing that all that data. I'll throw out the other way to say it. And I'm glad we were funny on that episode. I don't know that I can promise funny today. I'm barely here, but
Don't worry.
we'll still do it. I'll giggle my way through it. All right, Pete, where are we at?
Ash, we're mid-season.
That's wild.
Season 6.
It kind of makes sense, though, because we're like mid-school year also.
We're closer to the end of the school year, I would say.
Well, good. That's also good news. But we're still like in the beginning of the third quarter.
Well, we are smack dab in the middle. Season 6, episode 11. Woke up a monster. Mm-hmm. Cold open, Elena wakes up. They're not fooling around with this title.
Yeah.
Woke up a monster. Kai is talking about cooking. She's tied up. She's, just waking up woozy, wobbly woozy.
Yeah.
He's talking about he cooked for 18 years by himself in these empty restaurants.
Yeah, that was kind of a good use of your time. Mm-hmm. Interesting.
They are at the grill, but it's empty.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry.
He is, what's it called? Doing exposition? That's what we call it, right? Okay.
Yeah, that's what you say all the time.
He absorbed all the magic. It's like he ate the magic.
Right. He eats magic.
He says he eventually loses it, though, which I think that's a new tidbit.
No, that's always been true. He only gets enough power and strength for a certain amount of time from the magic he takes. He doesn't get to keep those powers forever.
I knew he didn't get to keep it, but I didn't know how exactly he expelled it.
Mm-hmm. This might be the first time he said it, but other people have said it talking about him before. Got
it. He came into the grill with a passed out Elena over his shoulder, and he was torturing the manager a bunch, and then he eventually exploded the manager, and then the reveal is that he had cloaked the manager, and so the manager's real close to Elena, and he's all
gross,
pruned out.
Yeah.
He has too much magic.
Yeah, well, he only gets a little bit of magic at a time usually, so doesn't really get practice with like how to use it. And now he's got a whole bunch all of a sudden, and so he's like, okay, now what will I do? He's not good at it.
And he's talking the whole time. I said, Ash likes Kai's fast talking.
I know, but I don't usually. With people, I don't usually like that. I'm like, oh my gosh, why are you trying so hard? Like, relax. But with Kai, I don't know. When I first watched the show and again watching it, like, I just thought he was like charming. Is the most word like I could choose that makes the most sense.
Mm-hmm. That is the most word you could use.
I know. I was saying what I was saying, and then I changed what I was saying mid-sentence. I think everyone understood.
Yep.
But I don't know that is even accurate because he's also like a psychopath, which he's a charming psychopath? I don't know. But then you made a connection that he was like what's his name in Scream?
Oh, Matthew Lillard. It's very, yeah.
Which his character in Scream is, I don't feel the same way about him, but I see like the way that they talk and the way that they like are recounting what had happened is very similar.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just interesting to me, but because it's different than how the other characters are talking. Other characters are like so emotional and so like, oh my gosh, and how are we gonna do this and how are we gonna do that? And he's just like, blah 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 blah. I did this and blah 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 blah, and just kind of straightforward about it. I don't know. Sound off in the comments. 12.3. What do you think?
12.3.
What do you think about Kai? Also, the 84 and the non-binaries and the unknown and all the
1.3s, the 1.6s.
I didn't remember the rest of the percentages.
He's worried about merging with Jo and exploding her. He needs to get his magic under control, and he's going to practice on Elena.
Right, because he doesn't want to kill her like all on its own. He wants to merge.
Yeah.
So
the manager's right there in front of Elena.
Yeah, that was a spooky. There was a couple like jump scares in this episode.
There was. So Stefan wakes up. I don't feel like I've seen his room that often.
No, well, he hasn't been in his house in the whole season.
And even then, like, I kind of know Damon's room more, but I was like, what is this, some barn? And then he walks downstairs, I was like, oh, that's his room?
Yeah, this season is weird for, like, establishing shots, because for up until now, they haven't even been in Mystic Falls, but before then, that's mostly where everything took place. You know, there's stuff that happened outside Mystic Falls here and there, but you get so used to seeing all the Mystic Falls sets and places, and then we were so confused, you know, when they were outside Mystic Falls, and now they're back. We're like, wait, where are they?
Right. I don't expect them to be there.
Right.
Jeremy is shirtless in the kitchen. He's ignoring Stefan, and he drank all Stefan's coffee.
Yeah. Stefan is not excited about having Jeremy as a roommate.
Liv is there too. Jo is practicing magic, and she's bad at it. She's out of practice on that. Alark shows up with breakfast and mimosas.
Yeah. That's a baller move.
Today, Jo is like, we're making s'mores, and in a month, I'm going to win the merge.
Making s'mores by, like, setting them on fire with her magic. Did you get that?
Phasmatos.
Yeah.
Damon is asleep in Forbes' hospital room. They do exposition about Elena ghosting him and how Alark is turning his house into Hogwarts with Jo.
Another pop culture reference from Damon.
He wants Forbes to put out an APB on Kai. Caroline comes in, brings a kale smoothie to slow down Forbes' cancer. She's sick. And do DNA repair.
Yeah, I just started watching this show on Netflix, by the way, called Apple Cider Vinegar. And it's, like, based on true events about, like, this con artist person. And I've been watching it while I've been, like, cooking and stuff. So, like, I haven't been seeing every moment on the screen. So I'm missing, like, some important information about the timeline of this show. But one of the things is that one of these girls goes to, like, this retreat to cure her cancer by drinking, like, 13 smoothies a day, every day for an extended period of time. So Caroline's trying to do that with her mom.
Maybe Caroline has seen this special, or
No, this is way before.
Or maybe this was around. It was really happening back then, or something.
In real time, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I've seen a documentary about this guy who juiced all his fruits and because he was sick and helped him out in some type of way. But Forbes is a different scenario, it seems.
Right.
They keep, like, lining up all the different ways about how it's inoperable. So I'm not sure that this kale smoothie will help unless it's just the thoughts.
Right.
That
well,
are
it's
helping.
like, if it'll make me feel good in the moment, sure.
Yeah.
But if not, like, give me something that tastes good. But sometimes kale smoothies are good, depends on what you put it with.
Yeah. But positive thinking will never hurt you.
That's true.
Right? But, okay. Caroline's whole thing is sort of on the other end of the spectrum. She wants to use vampire blood.
Right.
Which is kind of the opposite of a kale smoothie. Docs can't operate. Chemo won't work. And then they talk about vampire blood probably not working again. It'd be a big risk for some reason. They're highlighting, but not really saying why.
Because they don't know. They've never heard for it to work, so like, why risk it on her mom, basically?
Right. So they're gonna go risk it on poor.
What's his face?
Colin something.
They really got to give everyone a name, don't they?
Yeah. Colin something. We'll get there. They're waiting for MRI results. Liv is looking through Damon's clothes, talking to Ty on the phone about being shirtless in Damon's bedroom, and he's jealous. Luke will be mad that Liv is training Joe because... What's Luke's deal? He
doesn't want Kai to win.
Yeah.
And he thinks that Kai will beat Joe.
And he's kind of a Coven truther in a way. He's like,
bit,
the
yeah.
Coven is right, so like me and Liv, we're gonna merge, and Liv is bigging him up like, Luke, you'll probably win.
Well, when Luke is saying let's just merge, it's because he thinks his sister will win, and not until later in the episode. She points out that actually he's stronger than her, and so she'll probably die. And then at that point, this just summarizes the whole episode. But at that point, he changes his mind, and because he'd rather him die and his sister live.
Live.
You know, and then he's like, oh wait, if I'm gonna win, never mind, let's not merge.
Yep. Caroline is back at home. There's a fire in the fireplace and a orchid. Stefan is helping out around the house. Forbes is real sick. Real life. Okay.
When did he write?
Teffin, not Stefan. I was like, what is that? Okay. Real life never catches up to Stefan being a vampire. So he like gets to kind of breeze in and out of these people's lives, and if people die, it doesn't really matter because he's going to live forever.
Right, or he doesn't really see people die of old age.
Yeah, because he kind of dips out after like 20 years or so.
Yeah, because you can't be the same age for 100 years. Everyone else gets old and you stay the same. He has to like leave when it's appropriate.
Right. Forbes is going to watch the Friends boxed set.
Yeah. Do you remember those box sets that were like so long like that, the Friends ones?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's fun.
Box sets, boxes of DVDs, whole seasons, whole series. What used to be a huge thing.
Yeah.
We've talked about it, I think, at length. Tiger Reels,
Yeah.
Dexter, Nip
We
Tuck.
talk about it so much.
We talk about DVD boxed sets very often. Very mid-aughties.
They would be like prized possessions. You'd be like, oh, I've been wanting to watch this show. I have no way to watch it. Mm-hmm. Now it's out and I can watch every episode. Like, that was so unique.
You know, I don't hold grudges, but I do have in mind that her from in LA still has my Arrested Development, and Charles has my Under the Dome. Was that
Stephen King?
Yeah, my Under the Dome book. So you know, I don't hold grudges, and I'm not mad, and they can keep them. But Hearn has my Arrested Development, and Charles has my.
You need to get your Arrested Development back. Is it the signed one?
No, I don't have a signed Arrested Development.
Oh, why do I always think you do? I think you do.
I have a signed Knocked Up, and I have a signed Wet Hot American Summer.
Okay.
Which, who knows where those are? I think Hearn has one of them. Just kidding. So Caroline wants to go to Duke to get a second opinion.
Okay.
Stefan wants to go to Duke also to check on the real Sarah Salvatore. Mm-hmm. Not that fake Monique that we saw.
That's dead.
Yeah. I guess
yeah.
I guess I'm not like that mad at her. Like,
No. But you did like a sitcom laugh. Yeah.
Yeah. I wrote that I never Pete-dicted that they were going to Duke. You would have been like, where's where's one location that they would go? I would never write Duke. Mm-hmm. Forbes sits back and is sick, I said. All right, Elena wakes up in the hallway at high school, tied up. Kai, with some social commentary, says America got dumb while he was locked up. Mm-hmm. Some commentary. When was he?
94.
94 is when he was stuck, but that's when he got like frozen in time, not like sent there? Okay. Mm-hmm. All right, he's looking at a picture of Elena and Bonnie as a cheerleader, and he's trying to turn her blood into acid.
Yeah.
This is kind of random.
Yeah, he's like trying out his magic on Elena because she can heal, and he can like keep trying it so he knows what he can do to beat Joe.
Casualty of what he's doing is he's melting her ring.
Yeah, that's no good for her.
Her daylight ring, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Which has to be made by a witch, you know, that whole thing.
Mm-hmm. She's just chained to like the overhead lights, and they fall, and she runs away. And then she's trying to save her ring in like the bio lab.
Yeah, and like if she cools it off, it'll stay, but it's gone.
And then Kai comes up on her, and Elena sets her hand on fire with the little gas thing also in the bio lab. Mm-hmm. And then it blows at Kai. Mm-hmm. Those things were definitely not hooked up to gas at my school.
No, but also, why did we have like 25 ports of active gas? like somebody who made those labs thought that we were going to be using gas like daily.
Right. And I wasn't even at a super old high school. Like, they were like, these people are really going to be cooking with gas, I guess.
Yeah. My high school was built in like before that. I don't even know when it was built. But it was like, looked like very 70s, and maybe it was built around then. Mm-hmm. But my middle school, I went to a brand new middle school, for 2 of my 3 years of middle school, and they had all that, like brand new tables with like the black on the top and the sinks and everything. I was like, I don't even think we ever turned them on. The gas.
I think that was for back in the 70s, so the kids could light their cigarettes.
Right.
I love, all right, quick tangent.
Okay.
I'm reading 11/22/63 by Stephen King. Mm-hmm. I'm listening to it via audiobook.
Correct.
The character is supposed to be like in his 30s, and it's a very old man reading the story. It's very confusing. Okay, but King loves...
That was an old man voice reading?
Yeah. So he's like, I was 35.
I thought you meant like Stephen King's like old man perspective, which is
there's
also
that.
a thing.
There's that too.
Yeah, okay.
I don't remember where I was going with that.
You were talking about...
High schools.
love that. Was it like the smoking section at the high school or something?
Yeah, Stephen King, maybe my point was like that book is set in 2011, but then the guy, spoiler alert, not really, goes back in time to do... I mean, the plot is that he's trying to stop the Kennedy assassination.
Right.
So he goes back in time, and that's obviously where King is more comfortable talking about.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's harder for you to talk about 2011 than this.
You just gotta go back in time.
But he's definitely in his sweet spot talking about the kids smoking cigs and stuff like that.
Yeah, at my high school we had like a smoking area outside. Yeah.
That was still in use?
I think at the beginning of, I think maybe when my brother was in high school, but not when I was there.
Wow, that's crazy. Mm-hmm. Stuff is weird. That's great. Okay.
That's weird.
Damon comes in. Liv is wearing his shirt. I mean, it's just like a black shirt or something.
Yeah,
right? We don't know.
But they don't even really show it.
Elena calls Damon. She's at the high school. Kai breaks her neck.
Yeah, snaps her neck.
Stefan and Caroline are at Sarah Salvatore, a.k.a. Nelson, photo shoot. Caroline is going to meet some doctor while Stefan is going to creep on his niece or whatever it is.
Yeah, his like great grandniece. How do you say it? Grandniece. I don't know. Which direction do you go? I'm confused. My brain is tired. I like that he's like, I'm gonna look at this art, and Caroline's like, all right.
He's creeping on her, and she's talking about her photos, and Enzo is there too. Enzo's been following Stefan around.
Speaking of creeping.
Because he knows that Stefan has some kind of secret, and he needs to know what it is.
Because he's jealous.
He's jealous. Who's more jealous? Enzo or Ty? Just in general life.
Enzo.
Okay. Caroline is talking to the doctor about cancer treatments. Caroline compels this doctor to tell her honest opinion. And
I think that's a good use of compelling, by the way.
For sure. This doctor looks at the charts, and Forbes' doctors are doing everything they can. Could try radiation, but it would impact the quality of life. Morphine-resistant pain could come of it, blah, blah, blah. Caroline wants to see this other patient who is similar to her mom.
Right. And had the similar treatment that she could have.
Colin Phelps.
Colin Phelps.
Kai is drinking a Mountain Dew. Wearing a new shirt because his other one burned off. Okay.
Yeah.
The controversy of the episode. All right. His other shirt was burned off. Okay. When Elena was trying to save her ring, Kai made it specific to say, I don't know why these people care about these inanimate objects. They're just like things. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And then he says he loves the shirt and he misses the shirt. I think he was doing a bit and like flipping the script on her.
He didn't sell it hard enough.
No, it just sounded like he was just being dead serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't have any sarcasm to his voice.
And then Elena is kind of either playing along or not getting it or just talking.
She's just like, shut up.
I said, unless they're doing a bit, but they're both being too straight-faced. Like,
Right.
they're both like...
Too earnest.
Yeah, or is there like... Have you ever hung out with people who are like just both being super sarcastic and it's like annoying? Like,
Oh, that's one of my least favorite things of life.
like people, like some people are always on, you know?
Yes.
And it's like... Oh, yeah, so she was doing this. Oh, yeah, well, he was doing this, you know?
I hate that so much.
No details, but do you remember we used to volunteer? We used to volunteer at a certain place, and there would be, with little kids, and there would be a guy who was, like, basically dunking on the kids and be like, oh, yeah, this kid's really eating the Cheerios well.
Yeah.
And, like, trying to get laughs from the other people who were, like, volunteering.
Yeah.
And we were like, we're not on board with this, bud.
Yeah, that's not funny to us. Yes.
The guy who went big.
And also, did this particular person always wear a sweater vest? Or
No,
that's
no,
a different person.
No.
Okay.
That guy
I'm trying to
did.
remember what they looked like.
That guy did exist. The sweater vest guy existed. I think it was more of a tech vest.
Yeah, tech vest.
But I forget the other guy's sort of stats.
All right. Well,
Those-
don't do that though. That's
Those were
annoying.
the days though. But remember, we'd be like, oh my god.
I like when we would volunteer together. That was fun.
Yeah, we need to do some more of that.
Pug snores.
Pugs are snoring. The dishes are being washed.
In the other non-soundproof room across the hall.
Yep, just in the other studio. Our other studio has a dishwasher in it. All right.
We let our pug into our soundproof room on purpose.
Yep. So she can lay down the track on the theme song. All right.
True that.
Kai liked his brother Joey. They played Dr. Mario together. He beat him at Dr. Mario, and then he beat him to death.
Excuse me. Yeah, Elena's trying to get him to like show his humanity of any kind, but you think he's going to, and then he was like, I liked when I beat him, and then I beat him to death. It's like, now he's just out of it. Out of his mind.
Damon and Liv are in Damon's blue car that Stefan fixed
Yes.
after Damon drove it into the grilly.
Correct.
They're going to save Elena. And Liv is going to do a cloaking spell for him. If Kai sees Liv, she's dead.
It's also like a funny trope of the show where as soon as they talk about one thing, they do it a bunch. It's like, this is the cloaking spell episode.
Yep.
It's like, they haven't used cloaking spells in a minute, and now they're doing it all over the place. It's silly.
But then as she's preparing to cloak Damon Fuzzmatos, she disappears.
Because Luke cloaked her.
Luke is there. He cloaked her, then he disappears also. Damon is by himself. He needs a new witch, but Joe can do it. Jeremy is going...
Joe says she has to stay with him the whole time.
Yes, she has to walk around with him. Jeremy has his crossbow. And then a lark is caught in the middle.
Yeah, is this when Damon's like, let me guess, Jeremy has a crossbow when he's on the phone? Yeah, that's funny.
Luke says, Dad wants us back in Portland now to live. And we know that that's Portland, Oregon, right? Not Maine.
Yes.
Dad is mad because Liv is helping Joe get stronger. Kai is too dangerous to be the leader of the coven. They argue about if Luke or Liv is the stronger witch twin.
And I already talked about this, so we can keep going.
Matt and Forbes found the manager at the Grilly. Matt is mad his boss got killed. The monsters, the attacks, the cover-ups. And so Matt is being all aggro and like...
Human.
Make Mystic Falls better.
Yeah. Human again.
Yeah. And Forbes is like, well, that's Mystic Falls for you.
Yes. It's like it's literally been happening for hundreds of years.
But then Forbes falls out and Matt catches her. All right.
Yeah, but it's like, you just came back from the hospital and now you're going to work. Like he did say like, I'm sorry I called you on your day off. She should have not come.
I know. I wouldn't have even wanted to get in the uniform.
Exactly.
I think Matt is going to have a major villain turn. That's a Pete-diction. They're setting him up. I think they're just setting him up to have a major villain turn. I think that they are he's going to be a proto-Trip.
Yeah. All right. We shall see.
Okay. Caroline goes to see this other sick guy, Colin Phelps. Inoperable tumor. He's waiting for the end on painkillers. No next of kin. He's like Miles Teller in the Gorge.
Right. That was good, by the way.
Caroline is going to experiment on this guy so hard, I said.
It's true. I think it was kind of cringe when, or it gave me the ick, or whatever the new thing is to say. It really bummed me out when Caroline was like, and you see how it says no next of kin on your form here? On my mom's form, that's where my name is. Yeah. Caroline Forbes. I'm like, okay, relax. You're talking to nobody. And you're being so dramatic.
That's so her, though.
I know. It is so her.
So, she's going to be her even in the direst of circumstances.
Yeah.
Okay, she gives him vampire blood. I must have said this. Mikey likes it.
No.
She didn't say that.
Oh, you
right?
wrote that?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, she didn't say that.
Mikey likes it.
We came when he was sucking her blood?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she compels him. Kai is cutting a K on Elena's face with his mind, but her face heals it, and he's working on his self-control. Because usually he wants to just murder a lot.
Right.
Damon and Joe are looking for Kai. Kai's walking around the corner. They're cloaked. He doesn't see them. Ash, did you notice that he recycled?
Yes.
All right.
I did.
Would it have been kind of funnier if he just either didn't recycle, threw it in the trash, or just threw it on the floor?
No, I think it's more interesting that he recycled.
Okay.
Because he's just like a murdering guy, but he's like, let me take the time to go walk around and put this in the recycling bin.
There's a great shot in The Rules of Attraction where Lauren Hind is drinking from, what's she drinking? I don't know. Some kind of either a liquor bottle or something. And she walks all the way over to the trash can and then drops it on the floor, clunk. It's a good shot.
It's a good one.
Stefan and Enzo talk to Sarah.
Yeah, because Enzo shows up.
Enzo is going to tell Sarah about Stefan. He tells Enzo about Sarah.
Right.
He kept... Okay, we know this.
Yeah, Enzo's basically threatening him. Well, I'm just going to go over there and just tell her about her great uncle Stefan Salvatore, who's a vampire, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, hold on. And he just tells Enzo instead of ruining Sarah's life.
Also, he's kept this info from Damon, and Enzo's like, well, I'm going to tell Damon. And Stefan's like, okay, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of doesn't matter. Stefan's phone rings. It's Caroline. She's conducting an experiment. Enzo isn't interested anymore, but we'll see.
Only because Stefan had the right reaction of being like, okay, fine. But if he was like, no, don't tell him, Enzo would have gone immediately.
Right. It kind of shouldn't matter to him.
Right, I agree.
Elena is at school. Her hands are untied by Damon, who is cloaked, I guess.
Yeah.
She has no daylight ring.
So they're going to go in the tunnels.
The tunnels, which have been well established.
Mm-hmm.
Jo is overexerting herself.
Yep.
Ty's talking to Liv. Luke is stronger than her. He's saying, let's run away, but her family will hunt her down because they want her to merge with Luke.
Right. They need to find, like, another way around this, which is hopefully Jo beating Kai. That would be best case scenario.
That was what I was thinking might happen.
That's what they all want, for sure.
I've heard of, like, families who really want their kid to, like, get married and stuff. But families who want their twins to merge? Come on.
The Gemini Coven.
Mm-hmm. Ty says this wasn't a mistake. I don't know what he's talking about.
What did you write right before that?
Her family will hunt her down. They want her to merge with Luke. Ty says this wasn't a mistake. What, did they met, I guess?
Yeah, yeah.
Luke finds them. He calls Dad. We're getting out of here. He doesn't want to kill his sister. Oh, but he can think for himself.
Right. This is jump cutting, but because Liv and Luke are not in the school.
No.
That's jump cutting back and forth.
Yeah, we're talking about Ty and Liv and Luke.
Mm-hmm.
So Luke has switched up his game here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because now he's like, wait, what?
But back at the school, Jo is struggling with the magic. Kai is there. Damon tells Elena and Jo to get out of there. Damon throws a broken mop at Kai, but Kai had illusioned himself on Elena, so he actually hits Elena with a stake in the heart.
Yeah. Which so easily he could have just killed Elena right there. Could you imagine if that happened?
That'd be crazy. And then the show ends like...
And just like, oh, no, Kai kills everyone.
Show ends.
Like a video game. Game over.
Mm-hmm.
Basically.
You did not save the princess. Kai squeezes his brain. Jo is also struggling. Kai grabs her. He gets shot by the crossbow by Jeremy, then knocked out by Alaric.
Right. It's good they had, like, several layers to their plan.
Yeah, and they, we weren't following Jeremy every step of the way, so we're like, oh, it's a surprise.
Right.
Colin Phelps, is up, and he's hungry. He's at the vending machine. He's never been this hungry.
Yay, he's healed.
He's healed. Caroline is convinced. And immediately they're like, okay, let's go home to Forbes, her and Stefan. Damon unstakes Elena, but there's still a splinter in her heart. She's hurting. But she kind of is really weird, and she starts laughing. She's like, oh, my heart really hurts. Oh, there's still a little splinter in there. And then she starts laughing. That's so weird.
And she's like, just kidding.
That's really inappropriate. If I was Damon, I'd be mad.
I know. I was like, wait, what? And he's like literally digging in her heart with his hand to try to get the splinters out. And she's like,
Alaric and Joe come in, and now she's never felt more alive. That was really, really weird.
Yeah, super weird.
All right, back at the photography exposition. Mm-hmm. Enzo is watching Sarah, and he's talking to that other girl with the clipboard, talking about Sarah's crazy uncle, and he's talking about being tortured, and he tells the trip story, and she just thinks he's drunk because they had free wine. Mm-hmm. And he's going to do slow revenge, Ash.
Yeah. Right.
He compels this clipboard gal to box up the photos, and I said, Ash, he looked really short in the wide shot. Mm-hmm.
All the actors look short often in this show.
Yep. They have Kai unconscious. Elena wants to go to dinner with Damon. Damon says all this stuff that every time they try and go on a date,
someone gets kidnapped
or there's a prison
whatever,
world,
yeah.
or feelings get compelled away, he's salty about it.
But he's kind of joking about it.
But he's hurt also, I know that.
Yeah. He's covering his hurt with jokes.
Kind of like from Friends box set, Chandler.
Right. Exactly right.
Alaric says that Joe is a keeper. Mm-hmm. And he's talking about in sort of the soccer sense, like that she's like a goalie.
Or Hogwarts way.
Oh,
Throwback.
I don't know that reference.
Yeah, from playing Quidditch.
Oh, there's a keeper in there?
Mm-hmm. And a seeker.
Whenever you talk about Harry Potter, I say Quidditch.
That was the first time ever.
He hopes Joe gets a handle on the magic.
Right. We all need her to.
Damon says he really doesn't think she's strong enough, Cher style.
We also talk about Cher too much on this podcast.
Kai absorbed a spell the size of Mystic Falls, Ash.
Yeah, that's big.
They talk about if she can beat him or not. They drink Brothers Bond. It's all very ominous.
Who is he drinking Brothers Bond with?
Damon, Alaric, etc.
Oh, Damon Alaric. Okay.
Stefan told Caroline about Sarah Salvatore. She'll keep the secret. He takes her hand. She's like, wish me luck giving my mom my blood. She goes in and Matt's there. Matt leaves. Caroline met with the Duke doc.
Uh-huh.
Forbes docs are doing everything they can, but they can't cure her. And she's like, you're dying, Mom. We're out of options. Drink my blood. She tested it on Colin and healed him.
Yeah, she stuck around to watch him be healed for all of 5 minutes.
Right. She really...
Not a really good experiment, I would say.
No, and also speaking of like high school science experiences, you know you got to do multiple trials.
Oh, yeah, you said experiences. We mean experiments?
Well, experiences in doing experiments.
Right, yeah. You need to do multiple trials. You need to have your control subject, your test subject, all that.
If I was a judge in the science fair,
She would not win.
I'd be like, this is a crazy experiment.
Yeah. Wait, you gave the guy your
I'd be
blood?
like, this is actually really good. Keep me posted about this.
Yeah, she did not follow up very well.
Okay, while Caroline is talking about all this, they show Colin Phelps back in his bed.
Mm-hmm. He's like crawling out of his bed.
Yes, Caroline is immortal. Forbes is not currently. You're supposed to be here for college graduation and my wedding. She wants her mom to stay alive, and Forbes wants that too. And like you said, Colin wakes up, he's coughing, and just as Caroline is giving her mom her blood, Colin is not having a good situation. He's crawling across the floor, spitting up the blood.
Yeah.
And Forbes is drinking it out of like a teacup.
Mm-hmm. When Caroline's having this conversation with your mom, did it pop into your head at all? Like when she's like, "I'm immortal, you're not." Did you ever think like, why don't they just turn her into a vampire?
I said, is she going to have to be a vampire mom?
Okay, yeah, because it does like lead you into that line of thinking.
This guy, Colin, is dying. Caroline says everything will be okay. But if her mom...
But she doesn't know that Colin is barfing all his blood out.
No, she left Chapel Hill pretty quick.
She sure did. All right, that's it, right?
That's it.
What's your fangs?
I liked this episode. 1.79.
Oh, I didn't say 1.75.
Yeah.
It was just a fair,
easy to watch.
good mid-season ep.
I do enjoy Kai and like his 90s energy. Drinking a Mountain Dew.
Right.
Love that. I like Kai episodes more than like the originals. Oh, we're going to talk about beating hybrids in the 1900s.
I also like that better too,
You know?
yeah.
Or the 1700s. Who even knows when those originals were originality.
They were originating a long time ago.
But yeah, Kai, I get his references. DVD box set.
Right.
Joe, we like her from 90s movies also. Alaric was in Legally Blonde. It was a very 90s episode.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't that far from the actual 90s when it came out.
True.
But yeah, good ep. So you Pete-dicted about Matt. You talked about Joe.
Matt's on the trip track.
What about
Enzo's on the slow burn.
Bonnie? They didn't mention her. Are they
Bonnie was
her,
MIA. She's in 1994.
She's just chilling.
She is going to the mall, and there are plenty of pairs of Jordan 9s. Maybe she's getting the Wolf Grays. That'd be pretty cool. You're just walking around with some fresh 9s.
Maybe instead of teaching yourself to cook at a bunch of restaurants, you just go get a different pair of shoes each day.
Yeah. Be pretty sweet.
You
We
would
know
do
she
that.
did the Christmas thing last episode.
I know, but do you think she's going to escape the world? I don't care what she's doing in 1994.
She will definitely escape the world, I believe. Also, I wonder if she's... So she just did Christmas. Is she going to do Valentine's Day?
No, say it again.
Valentine's Day. Will she do that next episode?
All right. Good Pete-diction. Psych. Psych your mom.
But yeah, I don't know.
That's
excited to
it.
see where we're at the mid-season. Kai is the big bad so far.
Right.
We're seeing what this merge is going to happen. They're going to draw out the merge for probably 2-3 more eps. Will the merge somehow have something to do with Bonnie coming back? Oh, we don't need the... What's it called? Allegiant?
Yep.
We don't need the... I forget what it's called.
Allegiant.
No, it's not. The allergen. We don't need that piece of machinery because we have all this magic
This
built up.
ascendant.
Really?
Yeah.
Seems fake. Seems faker than what I said. Do we not even need this because there's... oh, wait. Even in this one, they mentioned that they're going to merge during some kind of moon thing, right?
Yeah, they need the power of
Yeah.
a celestial event.
Yeah. Okay. I see what's going on. Okay. They're getting Bonnie back during this event.
Okay.
The double blood moon or whatever it is.
Yeah, the worm moon that we're going to have on Friday.
Yep.
Perfect.
Yep. That's going to be in probably 6/13. We'll see that.
Okay.
They're gonna ride the stationary bike for another episode.
All right, Pete.
R.I.P.
No, all right, Pete.
R.I.P. to Forbes, Sheriff Forbes.
Aw.
She's gonna be.
She's going to die, not be Vamp Mommy.
She's gonna be I think she's gonna be Vampire Police. And then she's
Spooky.
gonna spin off into her own show.
Vampire Police Show.
Vamp PD.
Okay.